That's pretty much all of the main lines right there, but that's too much stuff to be memorizing. This is called the accelerated dragon, and so what we're going to do is just bring our knight here. So essentially he's going to come through and apply pressure to this knight, so we're going to develop our bishop, adding another defender to this knight in the center of the board. That is attacking our pawn over here. But what I have learned is actually going and defending it with the bishop is not what you want to do. You put your bishop to an active square. This will sort itself out later. Oh, hello, and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. If you are trying to get better at chess, you are in the right place, because what we are doing right now is facing the Sicilian against a 2,000 rated opponent, where we have the open Sicilian on the board, basically characterized by this capture in the middle. Now, there's a few things that can happen in this position. There's a lot of different lines. You can push here, you can push here, you can push here, you can push here, you can push here. And I think that's pretty much all of the main lines right there, but that's too much stuff to be memorizing. This is called the accelerated dragon, and so what we're going to do is just bring our knight here. So essentially he's going to come through and apply pressure to this knight, so we're going to develop our bishop, adding another defender to this knight in the center of the board. That is attacking our pawn over here. But what I have learned is actually going and defending it with the bishop is not what you want to do. You put your bishop to an active square. This will sort itself out later. We then want to do something with our queen. We have to keep it here, essentially. Not anymore, because now the bishop doesn't see. The bishop no longer sees my knights. Look at this. We got 4 knights. Nothing. This can only happen coming out of the Sicilian defense. And now this is probably what's coming next, where it's going to be hard to hang on to this guy. But we're going to step back with this bishop over here, eyeing this super long diagonal on the side of the board. He pushes over here, eyeing to put his bishop here. But it looks like I could take a step forward, a step over here, but then where's my bishop going? So we don't love that. So we're going to castle this way. And so we have just said to our opponent, someone is winning and losing this game, and it ain't your boy. Okay, that's a weird move. So we're just gonna, take it with a grain of salt or whatever. This knight is undefended, so there could potentially be some tactics that unwind in doing something. I would love to just push this pawn forward, but then he jumps in and attacks me. So I think we're gonna push this pawn first, so then we can push this pawn. And he put his bishop. In front of his pawn over here, the A pawn. And the A pawn is kind of the javelin that he's going to want to throw at the heart of my position by getting it here. Does that sound good? Okay, so a lot of stuff's being forked right now. I can just take, but then the bishop unblocks the javelin, so I don't love that. If I step over and he captures and I capture... Ooh, that gets scary. It walks into ideas like this. What if I just pin the knight? You take my dude, I take your dude, you take my dude? No, none of that's good. None of that is even slightly good. If I step over here and he sacrifices, let's do this. I feel like he has to defend, but I can undefend it. This is scary because I walked into a pin, but the way pins work is we're both pinned. So when the knight moves, we see each other. So it's all about who moves first. And right now what I'm doing is adding an attacker to that knight. And so I have definitely slipped a little bit further behind in the clock than I would like to do so. This attacks my queen, so we step up. Also, we're defending here. And I think we just want to go for this. It's a scary move to play, but we're going for this, I think. The knight can't jump in immediately. Pushing one of these pawns probably would have made a lot of sense. This move makes sense. So he attacks here. We're going for it. I'm trying to just crack open this position over here. So he captures here. Cool. It doesn't threaten anything. So I can throw in this capture first. We can also double attack the queen. Does that win? Like, yes, I lost the pawn. We jump in and attack the queen. You have to do something with the queen because I'm attacking it with 2 different pieces. I'm also attacking the rook. Is there anything meaningful that he can do with the queen? This is a crazy looking move. He could just double attack on the queen, right? That's the move that needed to be played right there, I think. And if you capture, well, for one, I can throw in a check first and then take the queen. So not only that, it just makes matters even worse. So now I think it is probably time to cash out on the rook. You capture like that. I'm I'm capturing like this. I'm going to look at this guy. That's scary. We go here. No other move to play. If he moves the knight, we have a check. Check. Here, we get out of it. We have to play this. That was fancy. I get your queen. So now it looks like we have just greatly simplified the position right now. Is there anything cool that I can do? Alright, we're going for it. He gets out. Oh, it's with check. Freaking heck. Now it's like really even. And he's got the bishops. Oof. It's not really even. I'm really losing. Oh, chess is so heartbreaking. We slide all the way into the position. Don't know what else to do. There's back rank checkmate ideas looming everywhere. He's got 3 minutes on the clock. I did not calculate something correctly in this game of chess. Okay. Literally, I have like no squares to move. I need to like boom, boom. We're going for this. We're going for this to then get a check. He just steps back. We attack this guy. This is all I've got going for me. And he can just step back and go for this. Okay, we gotta do something. Cool. We get a check. You can just bring the knight. How dandy. This is a horrible, horrible position. There's no coming back from this, to be completely honest. Look at these bishops. I don't even have any moves. Step forward? Like, what on earth did that accomplish? You can just bring the rook at some point. Like, step back and bring the rook. He's also got this. This isn't even attacked. He's defending it. This bishop is just defending everything in position. I'm not picking up any pawns. We step forward. He can pin it. That's kind of a risky move, though, is it not? Going for this. I'm so lost. I'm so completely and utterly lost. And he's got 3 minutes, bro. If you've made it this far in this video, just find some solace in knowing that we're making a comeback. Is what we're doing. We get this guy. Now he is only up all these pawns. And the knight can't move where I get this. That's not checkmate. There might be a way that I can trap this rook. I mean, not rook, knight. What if I go here? He has to play this move. But then I'm kind of running out of squares with my other rook. I need to play like something like this. Please don't be hanging some sort of ridiculous fork. He steps back and I get another pawn. I am fighting back from the ropes. Make no mistake about it. We played the Sicilian. We knew what we were getting ourselves into. Okay. We're going this way to avoid the checks. Man, he can just lock it down. This doesn't even really work. Let's shuffle around maybe a little bit. He's got this. And then I have to step up. Check. What on earth is happening? This is checkmate. This is checkmate. This is checkmate. Is it not? Am I ridiculous? What did I tell you, boys? We make comebacks. We get those. Never give up. Even when you're in a bad position, keep making moves. Maybe I lost a little bit of my enthusiasm while I was playing that game of chess because I realized how bad it was. So forgive me for that if I got a little bit less entertaining as the game went on, because sometimes, I just give up mentally, but for the camera, I'm still like, we got this. But mentally, I'm thinking there's no possible chance. It's minus like 8 position. I don't know if it was that bad. So we're going to check it with the computer. We're going to see how accurate that was. We're going to go bada boom. We're going to and here we are in the analysis, and that was not the cleanest performance ever. If we take a look at this graph, it shows a tale of someone that knows the opening decently, played a wonderful middle game, made a horrible tactical blunder, and then had to come back from the graveyard. If we look here, there was a mate in 9 on the board, and I had a minus 6 position. And so, arguably, I had a minus 9 position, okay? We had mate in 9 on the board, and it didn't happen, and I made a comeback. And so never give up. You know what I'm saying? Never give up. Just try and pose problems. If you blundered, there's a chance your opponent blunders. And so we hop into the open Sicilian, capture, and this is the accelerated dragon. Yes, I know my openings. Check it out. And so the best move is going ahead and throwing your pawn forward, trying to really clamp down on this d5 square. But I don't know the structure very well, and the difference between playing the best move and like the second best move is 20% of a pawn, 1/5 of a pawn, however you want to look at it. So I choose to play the structure that I am more familiar with rather than going for the best computer line into something that I don't really know all that much about. Okay, so we develop our pieces. We develop this guy because he's being attacked twice. He develops the knight. Now the bishop no longer sees my knight. We develop our bishop here because it's the best move. And if you take stock of my moves, I know the best move. I know the best move. I don't know the best move here, but it is what it is. I made it out of the opening. We've got an equal position. I'm ready to castle opposite, and we're ready to just have an attacking game of chess on our hands. And so my bishop is attacked, so I simply step back. And then I believe what my game plan is to launch these pawns, is generally what I'm going for here. And so I push this, which is an inaccuracy. But the reason I'm pushing this is because I want to launch my f-pawn. But when I launch my f-pawn, I don't want this knight jumping over here attacking this guy, because I don't really have a great place to put him other than here that's not being attacked by this knight. I know that's a lot of arrows, but long story short, we don't want this knight going here, so I put the pawn there, so the knight's not going there anymore. Instead, the knight comes over here, where the best move is to give up my light square bishop for the knight. I don't want to do that because right now my bishop is, for 1, defending this square, which is kind of a weak square for my king, and then for 2, we're hitting this diagonal where the enemy's king is. So I step over into this pin, but it's really kind of a situation of who's pinning who, because you can't move the knight or I take your bishop. And so as long as he doesn't have like a check with this guy, then my queen is safe. And so it's a scary move to play, but you can make moves like this when you are like okay at chess. So he captures. This is attacking my queen, but just like we talked about, I can step up. We're all good to go. Then I go ahead and I stick with my plan. We're ready to start launching these pawns. I feel like in this position, he's got this hook, and I feel like I'm able to crack open the position better than he is able to crack open my position. Plus I have like a lot of defenders over here and sort of an attacker defender. So in this position, I make my first mistake of the game. I'm supposed to push this pawn. If he plays the best computer line and jumps over here, he straight up just gets trapped and has to sacrifice for this pawn. If he pushes this pawn, I simply just grab a knight for my pawn and we're happy. So the two best computer lines, nobody was ever going to play. He was going to step back, in which case I can attack the queen. If he steps over, cool, we're coming in and getting this pawn. If he comes forward, we yet again attack the queen, defending my knight tactically by this fork right here. So he can't take, or I fork these guys, and get the queen. And so, was I going to see all of that? No. There's no possible way that any of us, that I see this. So, instead, I go with the more forcing move. Maybe not the more forcing move, but my pawn is confronting the structure in front of your king, okay? So capture, capture, boom, and then knight sacrifice, not really, but a double attack on the queen. It's a fork, double attack on the queen. This is the most fancy move of the game by far. The knight is hanging, but the queen is hanging. I'm also hitting the fork. There's a lot of stuff going on. He has to slide over, and at which point we grab the rook. Then things get a little bit out of hand. For one, I did not see this diagonal pinning my queen to the king. Didn't see that, but you always need to be worried about this. When you castle this way, it's very common that this actually happens, and your queen and king are on the same diagonal, and I don't even have a dark square bishop to confront his dark square bishop. So when you have time, stepping over with the king is generally one of the best things that you can do, simply so stuff like this doesn't happen, and you're a little bit safer here than you are here, okay? And so we have to block with the knight. We're supposed to just defend, but I decided to try and get fancy, where I only calculated really 2 moves, and he didn't play either of them. I give up the bishop. Now, what I had calculated was if he steps forward, we're good to go with this check. He has to block with the knight. We can defend. We can bring another thing. Okay, not like that, but we're going to have a really comfortable position, and we got a pawn and just a huge attack in the position. So that's what happens if he goes here. If he steps over, boom, I could still try to do something, but I guess the best move is to push this pawn. I guess you don't want to do this because the bishop comes in, so I could have just locked it down, and I still have an absolutely crushing position. If you take, I can take like this, opening my rook up, so he takes back, but then I'm going to give checks, and I'm going to figure out how to get in here. I'm like really applying pressure. Unfortunately, neither of those moves happened, and he took with the queen, because if I take his queen, he takes my queen with check, because I'm still on that same diagonal. None of that changed, and so I completely just screwed up this part of the game, essentially. Then I'm supposed to just defend. That would have been the better move, but then the queen comes in, could have happened. I feel like he probably would have just like taken, step back, step over with the king. We got an equal position, so I should have just defended. Instead, I kind of accepted my fate, which made no sense because I'm losing the knight, so it's not a fair trade. Like, yes, we're trading the queens, but I'm not getting this bishop because take with check, I step over, you get the knight, and I didn't get the bishop. And so now, look at this. He's got 3 minor pieces for my rook, and my rook hasn't even moved yet. And so we're sliding around. Really don't have a lot of great moves. I'm trying to make this wall to prevent this bishop from seeing this square so I can give this check. That is the whole idea here. So we slide over. We give a check. This is hanging. Then I push the pawn because I don't want the bishop to grab it. But there still is just this move, where these are pretty common, actually, where you go ahead and you attack me, and I can't slide back over to defend this pawn because the bishop cuts off all of these light squares, okay? So this kind of like forking thing and getting a pawn is pretty common with the bishops. So we start moving around, making some moves. I'm completely lost. Trade. It's saying to take. I'm not taking, not in a million years. Mate in 10 on the board. Yet again, the computer's suggesting that I take the knight. I'm not doing it because I need both of my rooks or I'm losing guaranteed. Now my rook is kind of active. We're like doing some stuff. And finally he makes a blunder and throws it back to complete equality. I'm hardly losing anymore because he straight up just hung the bishop. So basically the way we have it is 3 pawns versus 3 pawns, rook versus rook, and then bishop and knight versus my rook. So it's completely equal, but I would say better and easier to play from the black side. So we're sliding around. We make some moves. We step over. And in this position, he could have just locked it down. He plays this, and arguably my rooks are separated, so my rooks can't see each other or defend each other or really work together. And this rook has a hard journey of like getting into the game. The king is here, so even if I say like bring my rook here, I still can't even really get into the position. All of the squares are covered. Like all of the squares are covered. Look at that. Every single square. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And so he didn't play it. Instead, we tickle the bishop around. The bishop moves, and we get this skewer. What is this called? I'm not really sure. Where I attack the bishop has to move, and then I get the pawn. I don't know what those are called, but that's what happened. We get the check. He steps over. I'm threatening checkmate at this point. He comes in with a check. My king hides on the side of the board. We come over here. Best move in the position. All of a sudden, I am winning. Came back from nothing. Mate in 9 was on the board, and now we got plus 2.7, where essentially I'm threatening checkmate and I'm also threatening this pawn. So the best move is to come back with the rook. But then at that point, I'm kind of just going to grab this pawn and then say he plays the best move. I grab this pawn. I guess it doesn't really matter which way. But in this position, I have a 2-on-1, which is good, but it's not that good. Once I win this pawn, either way, it doesn't matter. Then I have a 2 on 0. And then I promise you I'm winning this game because the 2 on 0 is very valuable. The 2 on 1 is valuable, but not that valuable. I'm not sure how like you can calculate it or whatever, but I would say that this is like plus 2.5, and then getting rid of this pawn is like plus 6. Like two connected pass pawns are powerful. Definitely when the king is close and the rooks are close. Like it might even be more than that. And so if that was to happen, then the game would have switched to pushing these two pass pawns. That's what everything would have been about. Even if he wins this pawn, I think mine are just faster. And so unfortunately, he doesn't see that. He steps back. Or fortunate for me, unfortunate for him. He doesn't step back. We give the checkmate. The only move is to block with the rook. I simply capture, and then it's a ladder mate, plain and simple, on the back of the board. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you learned anything or if you simply enjoyed watching me play chess, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. And thank you so much. Bye. I love you. Oh, hello, and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's episode, we are playing for all the marbles, because I have not played a rated rapid game in quite some time, and now I have a question mark next to my name. So what we are going to need to do is destroy this opponent, and we are going to be doing so by the first move, c6, with the simple idea of supporting the pawn in the center. We will then develop our bishop, I believe, before we close the pawn chain. Now, please forgive me if my arrows are horrendous in playing this new one. If you check right here, boom, I got a new mouse because I am sick and tired of the lag on my other mouse. So this one actually has a wire. See that? So it actually has a wire. I'll give you guys a closer look. I showed this on a stream, but look how cool this thing is. It's a $40 mouse, the nicest mouse that I've ever owned in my life. The old one is right here, Logitech, but it's connected with no wire. It's a Bluetooth wire setup. Okay, so let's just not go ahead and lose our time advantage. We don't want none of that. So I think we're going to go up ahead and develop this knight. I think we'll challenge this bishop. If he takes, then we get to develop our queen. If he goes for the pin, we will question the bishop. This also takes away the square from this guy. And I think, first things first, we're going to just support this in the center. And we have a pretty similar structure. But now that the knight has developed or defended this, I think I'm free to move my queen elsewhere. And we are also playing, okay, making sure that it's rated. We are actually playing a rated game, and okay, so he wants to take away these ideas from me as well. Now, this is kind of the moment of truth. I could castle same side or I could castle opposite. If I'm castling this way, I think he's got a pretty clear plan of, let's just not overthink it. Let's not overthink it. Let's castle. This is something that I just do not do all that often. And he's same side castles. Okay. Well, now I don't really understand why he went ahead and traded that. I don't feel like I guess he did need to, because ideas were lurking where I could win this pawn and get my queen in there. Sorry, I warned you guys about this. And I don't know what else to do, so I'm going to take this time to step over with the king. He steps over with his king, and I think we're just going to bring our rook to the middle of the board. We're kind of just making improving moves, and this is the part of chess that actually a lot of people really struggle with. It's like, we've castled, we've gotten the minor pieces developed, we've gotten the rooks developed, but what you need to start doing at this point is thinking, how can I put my pieces, okay, maybe I should have just drawn a line. How can I put my pieces on the opponent's side of the board? That's generally what you want to start figuring out. Like, if you don't know what to do, and all of your stuff is in a good position, think of your moves forward. And so this is one idea. I mean, that's not really putting a piece, but if a capture happens, you know, I'm sort of closer. We're kind of doing something. So yeah, so I kind of anticipated that move was going to happen. And so what I'm sensing is that this side of the board is not all that immensely important. I somewhat like the idea of stepping back with the knight. It is a retreating move, but it's a rerouting retreating move, because I'm kind of thinking like, the battle is going to happen on this side of the board, and so I don't want to fall any lower in the clock, but I think we play a move such as this, where if he captures, we capture back with the knight with tempo on the queen, and then we can station our knight here. If he steps in, we still have ideas of winning this pawn, so we jump in with the knight. Is that what I had planned? Did I say capture? What did I say capture with? Whatever. Essentially, what we have done now is we have a knight versus bishop situation. I can get real fancy and slide all the way in, and attack this pawn, he can only defend it by playing this. Looks like he's trying to come into my position over here. I can also play something like this, force a pawn push. So, once... Well, we're really still thinking about how to put my pieces on the other side of the board. We don't really want his pieces coming to our side of the board. So at the same time that you're thinking about how can I put my pieces on their side of the board, you have to also be thinking, I don't want his pieces arriving on my side of the board with tempo. So I'm really thinking something like this, where if he pushes, maybe putting my rook here actually makes sense as well. Or like just an entire rook lift, like boom, boom. I mean, he can defend this weak pawn so many different ways. So like something like this, we're spending too much time. Let's just make a move. Let's just make a move. He can step back. That guards the threat of the queen, if you even want to call that a threat. Like, I mean, I can play this, but he just can... It kind of helps him, if anything. So he steps back. We're going to just immediately retreat. Just immediately retreat. We don't want to give up the bishop for the knight. We're not going to think about it for a huge amount of time. I could have gone to probably some other squares, but it is what it is, and we're going to make it work. So he's going for the queen trade. If I take, then the knight just goes to the middle. If I don't take, then this is under fire. If I push my bishop here and he takes, I mean, yes, this does a good job temporarily, but it doubles my pawns. But let's just see what happens. We'll just trade the queens for the simple reason of maybe we can trade the rooks and get into some sort of king and pawn endgame, king and pawn with bishops and rooks, or bishops and knights. Because right now this is the imbalance of the position. And that's really all we got going for us. He can capture back 3 different ways. Probably just putting the knight in the middle. Unless he wants to make it completely struck. Oh, he wants to go this way. So this gives me this diagonal. That's what I first see. But I think first things first, we're going to take these squares away from the knight. Fairly reasonable. I could do this and he pushes. That puts a lot of pawns on these dark squares. I should probably start thinking about what to do with my rook. Let's just do this. I feel like it can't be a terrible move. He pushes forward, I step back. Oh, goes that way. Let's cancel. Something, just a tidbit of information. If you're holding a piece and you don't want it to, you don't know what's going on, just press the right button and it will cancel it. So let's go here. Now, essentially, if the knight lands on this square, we'll almost definitely have to take. But what we're really going for is an endgame. You know, we're going to check this guy's profile. He doesn't play bullet. He doesn't play blitz. What if I push? What does that accomplish? Take, 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 take. I like this. Where if he pushes, I take, and it splits his pawns. So I like this. That's kind of my immediate idea. He could push here, but then I just take, take. We're not going to think about it anymore. I'm down a minute on the clock. I think we need to make some moves. We need to make some stuff happen, and nothing is happening. So capture, capture. He could push. He could be real brave. Like that's not a terrible move to just push forward. But we're trying to make a little bit of an imbalance. If I can separate this pawn, like if this happens, this pawn is an identifiable weakness. Immediately it has a weakness in the position. Also, if he takes, he does not have this pawn push. And so I don't know what that move accomplished right there. But I think we just take. No? We take. He takes back. And are we still worried about all this? We also kind of have tempo on this rook. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I think we're going to try and slide in. If he pushes, we slide over with this rook. If he captures, I capture back like this. Hard to say which open file is more important. So we're just going to play this. If this happens, we can get active. No. What am I talking about? We slide this rook over. Because the interest has shifted over to this side of the board. Or the interest has shifted over to this side of the board. This pawn is now a weakness. We want to be able to attack it. What if we just attack immediately? If he pushes, we step back. There's not a great way to prevent this pawn from pushing forward. So I think we're just going to play this. Time to start bringing the king. So he wants to line up on this. Maybe I had like a tempo winning move or something. What about this? Stay on this diagonal? How important is that diagonal? We go here. He pushes. What about just sliding in? He then pushes. We step back. If he takes, I take. I think we're going for this. Where if we trade, I feel like it's a positive transformation in the position for me. That is generally what I'm thinking. And so we're going to just trade. Tempo on this guy. We do this. You step back. I attack this. You can't really go here because then I hit you with this guy. And if you slide in, my spidey senses are tingling. I want to freeze this. So we're going for it. This pawn is an isolated pawn. If he pushes and takes, I'm just going to defend like this. So I'm really thinking like get in like so. Also, this is weak. So what if we slide over? We could slide up like this temporary. Okay. Enough thinking. Open file. He can come over and attack this, but then we slide up. Then we got some real good ideas with my rook. He can slide over here as well. Like this would make sense. I could then step in attacking this pawn. You come in. I take. You take. But then I get you with a check. You'd probably step up. Oh, so he wants to run away. Here, here. Take. I think we need my king a tad bit closer. Now he is one step away from defending. So I think we just apply pressure to this, right? Oh, he just defends it like so. That was pretty reasonable. We can force the trade, actually. So what about this? Take, take. We've got pressure here. Let's do it. Bishop versus knight is kind of what we were hoping for. You could play something like this, where I take and the bishop comes in. Boom. Okay. Still probably a draw, but what we're trying to do is like boom, 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 boom. Really? Is that really my plan? And this is a little bit of a fake out move. He does have stuff over here. I don't have any of this. Okay, probably just got to do something. You could try and come in. Here, here. Here, 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 here. Oh my god. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And my whole idea was unsuccessful. What do I do? What do I do? I think it's still just a draw. Here, 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 here. Or the knight. No, the knight's not going to come in. Let's just do something. I'm not really sure what else to do. Here, here. It looks like he wants to just completely run to this side of the board. We do have to be a tad bit careful. Okay. Who is winning this? He's got this now. With check. I could step over. One minute. Gosh darn it. Here, here. I don't know what to do. That's a weak move, but I want to stay eyeing this. He could start trying to like bring this guy. Rerouting this, does that really make sense? But the knight is just doing a great job of defending this. And if I try to make this journey with my king, I just don't believe in it. I don't think that that's ever going to work for me. Okay, so it seems like he wants to bring his king this way. My bishop is like more or less trapped on this side of the board. Now this is defended. I think we just play something like this, defend this square. We are attacking this as well. If he plays check here, and then I step in and get this. What about this, though? Here. That became a passed pawn. Let's just do it. I think a nice well-timed capture always makes a little bit of sense. Okay. You can just kind of go here. If I run too far, he's going to play something like this. But he can't go anywhere either. Okay. He has to push, because if he captures, I touch. Here, and then I just lose. If I capture, he captures back. I push here. He captures. We have to play this. This is a tense moment, everybody. Clearance. That's what we're going for. Here. Okay. Bro, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? Are you flipping kidding me? He was totally winning. He was totally winning. Ah, chess is emotional. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I deserved that win, but dear Lord, am I grateful that I did get it. I think it was a draw. What on earth was he doing with that king? Bro. Check, okay. I step back so that this doesn't come with a check. That's something important to note in this position, is I don't want to just get pushed into checks. So I run back, you know, it's all I got. Push the pawn. I push the pawn. You hit me with check. I step over. Boom. Boom. Check here. King in here. Checkmate. Bro, he's totally winning. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're going to check this with the computer. We're going to see how accurate it was. I will see you guys over there. Don't let me tell you stuff that I don't understand. I don't know how accurate that was, but let's go to the analysis. I'll see you guys over there. And here we are in the analysis, and like I said, I don't think that I deserved that. But we'll slide on down here and check the accuracy. If we look at the graph, bro, this is flat. We had a draw for the entire game. There was one moment here where I'm losing. Oh, maybe we'll skip back. We'll find that blunder in the game. I threw it away in this endgame, trading that bishop for the knight. I didn't really calculate. All I calculated was if he took with the d pawn, I believe, and he didn't have to take with the d pawn. He could take with the f pawn. And, I mean, I was completely winning if he took with the d pawn. And I was like, you know what? It might happen, and I went for it. You cannot play hope chess like that, and I almost just learned a punishing way to have learned that immediately. So all of this stuff is not all that incredibly important. Now here, I can attack the bishop stacks back. Because I have the battery, this comes in with check. I kind of discredited how powerful all of that was. You don't see that too often, okay? There's normally like the queen guarding or something, so I just didn't even consider this. I did see this after, I suppose. I even mentioned it in the game. And so castling is a blunder, and then he captures. So he saw it here, and he said, okay, my best thing I can do is take. All I really saw was boom, 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 and I win a pawn. but I didn't really think about that it was with a check. I kind of thought the castle would come in or whatever. So we completely miss it. Everything is completely equal. We both step over with our kings. We were playing copycat, essentially. We push forward, we attack. We got the bishop versus knight. Sliding around, everything is a complete draw. Boom, 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 boom. And then this, I felt like gave me some hope, but it really didn't. So this whole pawn being a weakness, it's not really that big of a weakness because he can just get behind it and then push it whenever it's really in trouble. So I needed to lock it down on a dark square and then configure my rooks in a way where I can attack it, and he can just like bring the knight to defend it. So just however you want to do it. Like he did, okay? So where was it? Okay, everything's still equal. All these moves make sense. Let me just get active with the rook. Trade, trade. It made me think, like, okay, that was one of the defenders of this pawn. We traded it off. Now figuring out a way to, like, attack it more. I literally even considered, like, bringing the king all the way around the board. So that didn't make a lot of sense. So we lock it down. I'm still dead set on figuring out a way to, like, apply pressure to this pawn and get the rook in here. And I even was literally thinking about this. That thought crossed my mind, okay? So that's how you know I'm not that good at chess. That's obviously not the right idea. Bringing the king to being active is the right idea. Okay, trading the rooks, great. Okay, king active. And I just couldn't figure out what to do here. And so I literally even shuffle around. We step around, we go back, put my bishop here, and then all that I really thought here, this is the whole point of the game, is I was like, okay, if he takes with the d pawn, I'm winning. I win the game. You can't defend this pawn. I win. And then you can't defend this pawn, and I win. Unfortunately, he can take with this pawn, and then I'm completely losing. So I didn't calculate that well at all. Now, calculating that this is not that hard. It's like once this is the position, yes, I have a passed pawn, but the king is in front of it. What you're going to do is push, capture, capture, and I'm not going to be able to take back because all these squares are checks, so my king is going to be back here, okay? So like boom, boom. First I'm stepping back with the king, then you push, then I take, then you go, then you have two passed pawns, and you can bring the king to touch my undefended pawn. So yeah, that's not that hard to see, but with 1 minute on the clock, yeah, that is horrible play by me. Horrible play. And so, for all of the reasons that I just mentioned, he can absolutely push this forward. And if I don't take, he's pushing forward more. And so that's not good. And this whole idea doesn't work because he's got two pawns looking here. So pushing forward doesn't create a pass pawn. Okay? He just takes with this pawn. And so that's what we need to do. So I step over. He goes for it. I step back. What else am I going to do? I take. He takes. And right here, this is my last grain of hope. We push. Now, he can just take, because this is also a passed pawn. So then you would have three passed pawns against my two. And yes, you can capture one of mine. But he takes the pawn. And really, what he needs to be worried about here is these pawns. Either you're taking here and you're worried about this pawn, or I just push, or I capture and push. It doesn't really matter because they're both going forward. And neither of them are checks. So winning this, like, you're not worried about this. If your king steps back, like, just, you got to have patience. In the end game, what's more important, winning the pawn or moving one of your pawns closer to the promotion? All that matters is pushing the pawns, okay? And he did not do so. I'm checking the time. I capture. He pushes with check. I step over. And it's a complete draw because, yes, I'm going to get this into a queen. And basically what I'm going to have to do is give a million checks and sacrifice for both of these pawns or something. And I don't know. But he goes on the pawn chase, which there is a very simple thing that you can do. You draw a square. If it is your move and you are not inside of the square, you are not catching that pawn, regardless of where the king is. So if the king is here, or the king is here, or the king is here, or here, he is going to catch the pawn. If the king is here, or 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 here, anywhere outside of the square, and it is your move. And it is your move. That's the important thing. You got to calculate it on your turn. You can't calculate it on their turn, because then they can move the pawn forward, and the square gets a lot smaller. Okay? That's the square. This would be the old square. So you have to calculate it on your move. So all he had to do is say, okay, it's my move. Is my king inside of this square? The answer is no. So are you going to catch this pawn? The answer is no. So what you need to do is completely invest in your passed pawns. And how do you do so? I mean, I would probably push this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then I step over, and then you step over, and then that's checkmate. So let's see. Boom. Boom. I would have given this one. Oh, no, because then I step up. So you step in, we push, you give this check, If I step up, you step out of the way, okay? But then I'm making the queen. You're making the queen. I'm grabbing this pawn. Gets scary because we don't want to, like, have my king here and allow, like, this check to win the queen. But let's not get too far into the weeds. Long story short, he lost this game because he doesn't know something that you should learn at, like, 1,000 elo. You should just know that you're not going to catch this pawn. I have no idea what happened. What was he doing? Like, he was completely winning. He was completely winning, and then it was a draw. It's a draw, but he chases it, and now he's just completely losing. So he was winning, drawing, losing, all in the last, like, 10 moves of the game. And then this is pretty rudimentary. You cut the king off. So what we're doing here, he didn't leave the back rank. I guess he really couldn't. I guess this would have been the best move because it avoids being on one of the edges, okay? So run to the center if you're the king. If you're on the edge, you're in a bad spot. So bada boom, bada bing, we cut him off like this. It's just the easiest way to pre-move, and we get a checkmate. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I am super excited about that because I gained 24 elo, which means I am now 2,000 rated again with no question mark. I am an official 2,000 rated player. Thank you so much for watching my video. I love you guys. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, hello, and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. In today's episode, what we're going to be doing is absolutely dismantling this 1940s position. He's got a lot of question marks in his name, and that is not a good sign. So we have e4, e5, bishop, c3, the bishop's opening. My favorite opening out of every single opening in all of chess. We are really hoping and praying he brings the bishop out. And oh boy, we are like 30 seconds into this video, and I'm about to teach you guys something that you cannot forget. First, we bring the queen out, attacking the pawn that this bishop literally just stopped defending. So this is what we're doing. The most common defense is to bring the queen out here, not only defending the weak pawn, but attacking this spooky check here. And so we are really hoping that he comes out with the queen. If he doesn't come out with the queen, we're still going to win the game. Don't worry about it. And it'll be very instructive. But he doesn't come out with the queen. Oh, sorry, let me get a little bit better situated. Are we getting the audio of the board? Click back. Oh, we're getting the audio. Everything is crisp. So, in this position, what we are afraid of is the pawn push to the center, attacking our bishop, but also unveiling an attack on our queen. So, what we do is we step back with the queen. We yet again reaffirm this attack here. Most likely he will develop the knight, or he will develop the queen, both of which are, I'm pretty sure, fine. I don't know if there's actually like a... I think the knight is actually slightly preferred. But then we're in a little bit of a predicament. We have a completely equal position, but we're afraid of this knight jumping forward, hitting this weak square and our queen at the same time, where we would have to come back with the queen to defend this. And we're not really in the business of undeveloping pieces. So what do we do here? I could just trade and allow this. But I think bringing the knight is actually okay here. We could even step over. Let's just trade off. I'm not really sure which one is the right move. We jump over with the knight, preventing this knight from coming in, and the entire idea of my attack has fizzled out, so we're just going to be in a completely equal game of chess. I'll go back real quick. I was really trying to show you this here. They come out with the queen, attacking and defending. So they come out with the queen, and you attack the queen. The queen's going to come down here with this check. You step over. Then there's a lot of things that can happen, but black actually has a terrible position where you can essentially attack the queen, and the queen will go like here, and you can push forward and defend everything. And he'll need to step over with his king to defend this pawn. And nobody ever steps over with the king. So there's a lot of variations that can happen in a game of chess. Right now we've simply got one that, I mean, it's neither here nor there. We're going to be basically just playing a game of chess. So we're going to step back here. Take a little tiny step back. He captures. We're going to capture towards the center so that all of my pawns are clumped together. Not that pawn, but that's a knight, obviously. So this is basically what we've got going on. We've got 4 minutes on the clock against our opponent with 4 minutes and 22 seconds. And having question marks next to his bullet score and question marks next to his classical score, it makes me believe that he only plays well thought out long games of chess. And I'm going to show you just another way that you can win chess by applying pressure in the end game in low time. And so this seems to make sense. We're directly attacking this guy. Where is he going after that? He'll probably go over here. So I needed to develop this piece anyway. So now we're doing it with tempo. And this square is pretty, he's pretty hunkered down on this square over here. So I will not be jumping into the middle of the board really anytime soon, because he just has too many pieces looking here. Sorry, my mouse is going a little bit crazy. So he steps back. Fairly reasonable move. We can also take, check. He'll step over here or... Yeah, okay. So, boom, boom, boom. Check. King comes over here. And I could just bring my knight. He'll probably step over. If I take, I can jump in here. Boom, boom, boom. He steps back. It's also probably just about time to castle. I can push this forward. He could push this pawn. I could step back. He could push this pawn. Let's go for a pawn break. I always have this bailout move. I guess he does always just have that, so that's a tad bit unfortunate. We will be stepping back. I don't want to just lose my bishop for no reason. We've both got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, essentially. This generally just brings his knight to the middle, but I'm actually seeing something here. We can capture, knight comes in. We take attacking both. He'll jump here to threaten this. So let's just do it. He could just take back with this pawn. If he takes with this pawn, or if he takes with the knight, I don't know, what was I calculating right there? I'm not 100% sure anything that I just said made sense. Because this knight is defending this pawn, so I'm not winning anything. Probably it's about time we castle. I mean, he can get into my position with check. We got to do something with my bishop. And he could castle opposite, and then it's kind of like a declaration of war. So he's going for this. I could push this now, but I somewhat like the idea of just situating my rook here. He could just castle into it, but I think we're going to take that knight. We just don't want that knight living there. Okay, let's just stop clicking pieces for a second and make a move that's actually good. So this applies pressure to the pawn. This kind of forces something here. I'm not sure if it's really good or bad. But we could just go into an endgame and win that way. That's always one way to do it. Probably more pieces on the board is better. So we're just going to apply pressure here. What if he does this? We have to push. Take. Yeah, we have to push. Where this bishop sucks. Maybe his bishop's cutting off a way more important diagonal than mine is. I'm somewhat sensing that I should be bringing my king this way. So we will step here. We can also bring the knight back. He can bring his knight forward, but I would get this. And I think we're doing quite alright. It's still probably even. I'm not really sure who's winning this. Okay, he steps up with the king. I might go for this now. Now the knight is free to enter. I could take here. Boom. If he takes here, then I jump in with the bishop. Let's do this. We got to get this bishop back into the action. He goes ahead and attacks. I mean, this can't be a bad move, correct? And we kind of have this idea now. So he wants to trade. Let's just trade. Not really sure what else to do here. But I am pretty sure that I want to play this. So like here, we jump in. Let's just go for it. 2 minutes and 38 seconds against 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Probably I need to be playing a tad bit faster. We have like an opposite side castling game, but this is just about as drawish as it gets. So bringing the king somewhere over here and fighting over this open file are the two things that are basically pretty high on my to-do list. Don't want to necessarily let him double these rooks without any sort of benefit. So I mean, I like this. It's just putting my knight in on a good square. We also have this. Yeah, so he's doubling up the rooks. Probably we want to play like this. What about here? Is there anything cool that I can do? I can push here. We kind of don't really want to allow this. So what if we go here? It gives us a check here, here. We step up. So here, check, here, check, I step up.
He could go all the way back behind this pawn. We could plug the hole, like attack this guy, come back, plug the hole. We can just plug the hole like this. Attack this guy. I'm actually just like tinkering with these ideas. I'm not sure what's correct. Here, here. I could drop back, and if he takes, I take. He then gets in, I defend. Don't love that. But I push forward, and it's pretty well defended. Here, here. Let's just make a move. I'm getting a little bit low on the clock. It's a little bit scary. If he plays this, if I take. What if I step here? If he takes, I go up. I'm going for this. We're trying to bring this guy over here. That's the new idea. Then we can trap the rook. I'm just kidding. He'll trade like this. But 1 minute and 30 seconds against 3 minutes? Jesus. Okay. Here. Where's the knight going after that? Nowhere useful. We can also just fight over this open file like so. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like he's going for this. Here, 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 here. Here. Here, here. Let's do it. I mean, he's got the open file, and I'm tired of it. Sick and tired of him having the open file. So we're going to trade the rooks. Go into a king and pawn and knight endgame. So he's coming in, but I'm coming in. He's coming in. And I guess, like, what do we really need to be worried about? Not actually sure. We can give this check, but his king's just coming up. So I could step here, check, here. If I get to this pawn, it might be a little bit problematic. And if the king ever tries to go this way, I have this check to win this pawn. He's got this check, but I come in. Go here. He's got this. But I do have this to win the pawn. So he's got this check. I come back. He goes here. He could probably repeat the position. Ooh. We can give this check. We grab this. The knights are looking at each other. He steps back. We step back. He's going for this. But I have a passed pawn now. If I push, he can take this one. What if I launch forward? If he takes, I take. Like, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm pretty quick to play something along the lines of this. So, let's do this. 49 seconds. Awesome. We're going to take this. Now, this pawn is also weak. I've definitely made some mistakes here. He's going for this. Jeez, bro. Here. Here. I'm scared. You can go for this, but I step back. We go here, here, and launch this pawn. He's also got this 2-on-1. Ugh, I'm not even winning anymore. It's probably still a draw. Okay, so that separates his pawns. So here, here, but then he's just got these guys. But I can go for it. Here, 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 here. Take. Here. Push this. Oh, dear Lord, that's what it was. That's what it was. Sorry if I shut up for a second. I'm really locked in. These are always the hardest parts of the game, just so everybody's well aware of that. He can push, but I take, and you lose that. And this outside pawn is going to act as a decoy. So where are you going? You have to step back. If you push forward, I just take. Tragic. Absolutely tragic that I hit him with the deep freeze. think that's it. What do you do here? We push. We're now touching his weakness, and we push our passed pawn. He can step in, but we take. He steps back, but we step back. He can't guard everything. Grab this, and this guy runs. We could play it real safe and just win all of the pawns. Here, 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 here. Queen, he takes the pawn. Then I do need to figure out. So we could just take. We could just take. Like, there's no need to make it more complicated than it needs to be. I saw that there might be some complications here. Like, the king is going to get this pawn. He'd have a passed pawn. Of course, I can still win that. But taking all of his pawns, so there's zero reason to be afraid. And I just realized that was a rated game. I thought that was a casual game. So I am so grateful that I won, because now I'm 2,032. Wow. Let's check that with the computer. I have a sneaking suspicion I played that incredibly accurate. And so let's switch the scenes, and I will see you over there. And all right, here we are in the analysis, and to my disbelief, that was far more inaccurate than I had thought. I thought that was at least like 92% accurate, and it was really 85, with 2 blunders, 2 mistakes, 2 inaccuracies, and we will be addressing all of those. And so we'll slide back up here so we can take a full look at the board. Now we have e4, e5, bishop c3, the knight comes out, the bishop comes out, and we go with this, queen g4. Generally, what this does, it attacks all this stuff. This or this are the best moves. The most common move is to bring the queen out. Now, here's generally the line if the queen comes out, and you'll be able to see that he needs to step over with the king yet again, and nobody does that. They generally like push this pawn where you attack the queen, and then you just have a crushing and winning line out of nowhere. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. Maybe I should check what to do here. We step back, the queen comes. I'm supposed to attack the queen, where you take, and I just get a lead in development. Okay, I guess that wasn't too hard to see. Plus, I'm sort of attacking this, and I'm attacking this. So I'm attacking the fork. Okay, we'll be doing that next time. Instead, we take the queen, and we just get a completely equal position. And instead of bringing my knight to the normal square, I put him on a weird square. I go e2 instead of f3, with f3 is obviously the natural development square for the knight. And we just get to a completely symmetrical game. None of this really matters all incredibly too much. We develop our piece with tempo. I guess that I had this idea, but that's really never going to work, so we might as well just push a pawn. Completely equal. We step back, trade, castle, and we've made it 15, 16 moves, and it is completely equal. Nothing exciting has happened thus far. He gets the knight in. We take it with our knight. We step up with the bishop, which is an inaccuracy. We have a half a pawn advantage, less than half a pawn, but we do a little fiddling around, and we come back, attack the bishop. We trade. We get the knight in, knight to the middle, and I'm supposed to push this pawn to prevent the knight from getting in. Never in a million years am I playing that. This is basically where I spent the most amount of time in the entire game, and I didn't play the right move. I'm supposed to keep it equal by pushing the pawn up. Oh, maybe I can double? Like here, you attack and I get behind. That's what the idea is. Like this, and I cover like this. That's weird, but yes, it would have worked. Okay. I did not think about doing that and like putting my rook in front of my pawn. I guess that makes sense. My rook in this file is better than like over here. Okay, so either way, I play the wrong move. We step up, we step in with the king, trade. We go for the open file. It's slightly more accurate to play this. I can't really tell you why, but this is a complete draw. And we just get in. And our opponent never used too much of his time here, but we finally get in here and we get a pawn. It's still a draw, because he can get in and still attack our pawn, and we really have not a great way to defend it, because even if I push, he just takes, and that is exactly what happened in the game. So we play a blunder here. I'm officially losing. We jump back with the knight, and we trade. Now it's still a draw, but I hit him with the deep freeze. Now this is just important to memorize. This pawn is holding 2 pawns. He can't push forward or I'm going to take, and my pawn is too close to promotion, so you can't do that. So 1 pawn stops 2. You can also do it with 3. So imagine if there were 3 pawns here, you wouldn't be able to push either of them because I just take. If that makes sense. Sorry, I drew this arrow. I meant like pawns here. You can't push either one because I'll just take. So 1 pawn can actually stop 3 if you kind of get lucky or strategic. So still a draw. But here, what was he supposed to do? He's supposed to allow it. We get the queen. You get the queen. And it's still a draw. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to win this, because his king is far away from all the checks, so I'm probably going to be able to figure out a way to give a bunch of checks and win at least one of these pawns, and put my queen somewhere not terrible, like on a defended square, so you can give me some checks, but at least my pawns are held. And so, man, he could have just gone for the pawn chase. But we go in here, and then this outside pass pawn simply becomes a decoy. He's got to chase it at some point. And here, I guess probably the easiest idea is to just make a new queen, but I realized that I'm going to do this, and he's going to get in here, and I'll make a queen, and then he'll win my pawn, and then it's a king and a pawn, and I got to stop that with my queen. I had 30 seconds, so I just chose to, I mean, once I take this pawn, for one, another thing you should just know about king and pawn endgames, his king can never stop this. So I can go here and come in here and have all the time in the world to do this, and his king can never actually take this pawn, or this one runs. So like say my king runs all the way over here. If his king is right here and he takes, this pawn will run and become a queen. And if he's too lazy and he tries to do something with his king over here, like I can push these pawns, and when he gets closer, I can make the same structure of just 2 pawns. So 2 pawns in this structure, the classic structure, is safe against an enemy king. If you learned anything or simply enjoyed watching me play chess, please subscribe. I am on a mission to try and get monetized, and so I need some more watch hours, I need some more subscribers. I need to do a whole lot better with this whole YouTube thing if I expect to make any money or do anything with this channel. So thank you so much. Your support is immensely appreciated. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next one. Get out of here. Bye.
Oh, hello and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. In today's episode, we're going to be going head-to-head with an 1882 playing the Caro-Kann. So we will be playing the advanced variation. I could go for the Alien Gambit, but in a 10-minute game of chess, I just do not think it's advisable. So we are going to go for the fantasy variation, which I don't have memorized at all, so that's probably bad for me, but we are going to just go for it. It's like it's like the 5th most popular move. I think he goes for this, and we develop the knight. That seems to be what I remember. We develop the knight. He develops his knight. But we capture. He takes. Okay, he goes for the pin. We break the pin. If he... I think we take. What do we do here? Defend the center one more? It's a pretty straightforward plan. I think we're just going to go for it. If he captures, I take. He takes, I take. He develops this knight. Somewhat of a problem. Just a tad bit. A little bit of a problem. If I take, and he takes, I take. He takes. Not great for me. Potentially we tickle here. He steps back, I tickle again. If this happens, we're doing this. This pin is a problem of defending this. He's got this capture. He's got this is also hanging. If he steps back, I literally might chase him, because this pin is really an issue right now. But oh dear lord, what do I actually do if he steps back? Boom, boom, boom. And he's got a lot of pressure on this pawn all of a sudden. We just take, no? You go here, I step up. I'm not even going to calculate it. We're just going to take this bishop. He jumps in, I step up. Or I step all the way up. Okay, so he captures here. I think we just take this, no? And then if you take, I take. You jump in. I get active like this. Okay, this is kind of forcing. I'm doing quite well in the position. I take.
I don't know what our opponent was thinking there, but I think we're gonna be all right now. I'm up a piece. It was a complete sacrifice. My king sucks, but I think I'm gonna be able to. That's scary. Absolutely, that is scary. But I can just play this. No. Force the queen trade. I'm playing this. I'm playing this. I will trade the queens in the middle of the board, my friend. I was a little bit worried about like some of these like diagonal type moves. And so if we trade these queens, I feel very good about this endgame. Like he's still got this, but I can just attack you. And then you got to get out of here. And I can attack you again. And then you really got to get out of here. And I can push you again. And then you got to really figure out what you're doing with this knight. This knight all of a sudden becomes a liability. So we trade. We take back with the queen. He's got this, but like I calculated, we attack you. Where do you go then? Here, the only move, right? I attack you again. You could go here, but I'm defended. I might just develop a piece at that point. And if you take, I take, and I'm up a piece. I'll lose my bishop for the knight, but I'll get activity and develop my pieces. He's got this. Yes. We defend. He attacks. I step back like this. I could just attack here. 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 Oh, he takes and it's defended at that point. I mean, instead of being fancy, I could just step back. This, check. I step up. Let's be safe. He's still got this, but, I mean, I can run away. And, like, this check, I mean, my king steps up. Ooh. Now I could go here. Kind of like the idea of that. I mean, we gotta do something. Here, here, here. What about this? Check. Boom, boom, up. We're playing this. It's going to defend this F2 square. We don't want nonsense like this. Knight's defended. This guy is not defended. I'm getting quick to be able to develop this guy. If he plays this, I can capture. I'm also ready to bring this knight. I'm also getting ready to castle. Have I moved my king yet? I completely forget. Completely equal on the clock. He can castle. We develop. He can jump in. I'm stepping up. Then he's really kind of in a situation. He's going to have to decide what to do. And my pieces are defending each other. So he's got this, but I'll just move up. I will straight up just move up. Oh, then he can attack this. Okay, so I got to play this. Only move, right? I'm ready to castle. I think I got to like fast forward through this game. Okay, so I guess I can't scroll on the thing anymore. We got to remember, did I move the king? I don't think that I did. Okay, so he goes for this. We step up, no? We step out of this defending. We attack and defend. What else is going on here? We step up. If you capture, I can capture like this. He can play something like this, but we'll capture. Or if he plays this, I could capture here. And if he captures here, I capture here. I think I'm going to be all right. Like, all of my pieces are swarming my king, and we have no queens. So it's really just going to be like a tactical thing. If I'm able to trade down some pieces, I win. If he's able to like launch some sort of crazy attack, I'm going to lose. But I feel actually quite decent about what's going on in this position. At the very least, I can capture, take. I'll have to defend this first. So maybe I'm going to bring my rook. Like, my configuration of pieces is sloppy at best, but I don't hate it. I don't absolutely hate it. What do you do? Bring this? We go here. Take, take, take. Don't love that. We defend. He goes here. Move my rook. I think we go for this. If he doubles... I am literally surrounding my king with every single piece that I have. Like, every single piece that I have is surrounding my king right now. And I actually think if I'm able to move this guy, like if he doubles and I move this guy, take, 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 take. I think I survive that. Or actually, does it work? Here, here. What are you going to do other than take? Push this pawn. I'm going to grab this first. Okay. I'm unsure what is the better move. I can take here, but what does that really accomplish? Let's just do this. It adds a defender to this guy. My rook is completely left out of the game. Maybe we do this, this. I'm going for this. It's a pretty straightforward threat. Like, that's my entire idea. He can get in, but I'm hitting this fork. Okay, we do this. We're attacking the rook and this guy. He has to step up. We take. We're going for this. This is defended enough different ways. This doesn't really work. It's defended too many different, freaking every single way in the position you could ever think of. And I'm going to be able to grab this bishop. And if I grab this bishop and, like, bring his rook over here, all of a sudden, we have, like, gotten rid of so much stuff we need to be worried about. So, for one, I can take this with check. Okay, I mean, just give up. I can take this with check, for one. Like, take this with check. If you step up, I take this with check, and you have to come back, and then I take this. So, he, what was he really supposed to do? I think he just needed to scoot the rook up one square. But I'm still taking this with check, then check. Then I attack. Probably you take, I take. You attack again. I'll defend. Let's check it with the computer and just see how accurate of a game was that. I feel like it was actually pretty solid. I was in trouble in the beginning, I felt like. Maybe not, like, tremendous trouble, but it wasn't... Let's change the scenes. Set up for lead chess. Bada boom, bada bing. Request a computer analysis. And we're going to take the moment of truth. How good am I at chess? One inaccuracy I see already. The computer is thinking, and the graph is off to a bad start because it shows that I had a very big advantage. And I'm not sure if I converted that completely the way that I was supposed to. We could do a little game of guess the accuracy. Like, we guess what % accuracy it is. Okay, so let's just see this. Caro-Kann, fantasy variation. Best move. Best move. Best move. Ooh, not the best move, but who cares? It's about equal. Then this. He's just sacrificing the bishop. I didn't believe in this. And we just go for the queen trade. No, it's not the best move. Like, getting more active is defending the discovery check with the bishop. No. The easiest, best move to play. Get rid of the most powerful pieces. I know that I'm winning here. Jumping back with tempo on this. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. Not the best move. This was better. I guess just defending the pawn. Could be a weakness at some point. Whatever. Ooh, castling out of it. Realizing that there was this fork. If he goes here. Oh, castling to add pressure to the fork. Okay, that's a complicated move. We're castling. That's fancy. We castle to allow this so that there's this fork, because now we have added, okay, you need to be real good at chess to find a move like that. And I'm just not that good. So stepping up with the king is the second best option, keeping my advantage beautiful. We step over. I guess I could have taken 3 different ways. They're all about the same. We develop, and we get this fork. And yeah, we're gonna take this with check. Pretty much no matter what you do, like if you step here, I'm going here, so I'm just getting in. I take this with check. If you step here, I grab the rook. If you grab this rook, I take. Then you grab this. I'm completely, absolutely crushing. I think that might be another 98% accurate game. Straight up, every move was the best move. Let's just see how accurate it was. Oh, it's still loading. It says 100% accurate. I was like, 100%? It can't be 100%. This thing needs to load just a little bit more. Please load. What's going on here? Wow. I feel like that was pretty accurate. And then here, like, okay, I'm tossing away some percent of accuracy here to play the human best move. Like, if you're a human and you're winning, trade the queens. Could I have, like, defended and developed my pieces faster? Yes. But if we get rid of the queens, I am far more likely to win. He's not going to develop. Like, if we got into this position right here, and, like, just say a queen appears here and my queen appears here, that's a whole different game. That is a whole different game. I am actually getting attacked, and I'll need to figure my way out of it. But yeah, everything was, like, pretty accurate. I'm thinking it was really, really high. Oh my god, it's slowly loading in. 93% accurate. That took way longer than it needed to. 3 inaccuracies, 98% accurate, 25 average Santi-Pawn loss. Not the greatest. Where were my inaccuracies? I mean, if he captures, I just take back, no? I'm slightly losing. Okay, he's going to get like a little bit of development. We're not scared of that. Okay, that inaccuracy, who cares? This inaccuracy, not an inaccuracy. I know that maybe it's not the best move in the position, but it's a way to trade the queens. Best move. Then, okay, stepping over here to apply pressure to this. But doesn't that just allow this check, and then I step up, and then there's this, and then I got to, like, really kind of get fancy? Like, kind of what I was thinking here. Like, if I do this, I allow this check. Then I step up, and then this, yes. And then I got to get real fancy. I probably would have played this, where you can attack me again. Then my rook comes all the way over here. I did see this for a second, this configuration. I mean, it gets a little bit flimsy if I play something like this. I didn't want to go into any of that. It seemed too scary. I didn't want to, like, allow checks and stuff. So instead of that, I'm allowing the check, but I step up, and I've got at least my knight, because this guy is not going to be doing anything. So that is why I didn't want to bring my knight over here. Then he's not, like, helping in this situation. So sorry that it took forever to actually have the computer analysis. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next one. Get out of here, or watch another one of my videos. I'll put it right here. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye. Oh, hello, and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. In today's episode, what we are going to be doing is absolutely destroying this 1986. Doesn't say where he's from. We're going to take a quick gander. He's from Italy. 2,000 games, joined 1 month ago. That is sketchy. He doesn't have real ratings in anything but Rapid and Bullet. He says, hello, have fun. I don't think we are going to be having any fun today. And so, let's just develop the knight. You know what I mean? Already just out of the opening, not sure if I made the right move here. He's definitely just got this. So let's just develop. He's got the pawn push. We're going to take that idea away. We don't want the pawn pushing forward, so we're going to just do this. We don't really have a great square to put this bishop. Like, if I go here, I'm breaking the pin. Let's just push a pawn. Let's push a pawn on the side of the board and not be afraid. And so I guess one thing that I want to hammer in is studying openings is way overrated. You need to study endgames. If you're trying to get better at chess, that is where the game is won and lost every single time. 99% of the time, the opening does not matter. You can literally make like a selection of 5 different moves in every position that keep it just about equal. And so we want to develop this bishop. I don't have really great squares. The pin is not going to happen. I guess we don't really have to take. We could develop this. So the reason that we're challenging this is, like, what else was I going to do with the bishop? I really had my choice of this square, but the pin was never really going to happen because my pawn is defending the pin. I think it's time we take a little castle. Probably our opponent will castle. Okay, we capture. Now it might be time to castle.
And we could jump forward. And then, like, this happens. I don't know if that's really good for anybody. Putting my rook here probably makes more sense. So let's just go with this. Probably that's the correct idea. Go ahead and put my knight to an active square. I mean, we're just going to trade it off. Why not? And we kind of got to keep my knight here because I don't want this to happen. We can go for a double up technique. He could play something. If we play this, 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 we're going to be all right. So we're just going to play it. And basically, my strategy in some of these games is literally just like trade evenly, get into an endgame as fast as possible, and that is where the game is won and lost. We have made 14 moves, and I can almost guarantee you that it is a complete draw no matter what. Let's just trade a piece equally. He might even throw in this rook capture. I'm not really sure that it's good or bad for anybody, but we're going to double up the rooks. That is the straight up idea here. We're still holding down this square. That makes the knight step back, which is probably really not like incredibly useful or anything, because if I take, and then I bring my queen over, I have no infiltration because when the knight moves from being attacked, he could even step over with the king. There's probably a lot of things that he could do here. But let's just rush into an equal endgame. It looks like I came back surviving a shipwrecked island. Yes, it does. Look at this beard. This thing is ridiculous. Should I shave it all off? I took your idea, Isaac, and said that I would do it like live on stream, and then if I reach like a certain level of subscribers or like whatever it may be, then shave the beard. So I'm just thinking this. He comes back with the knight. I could just push forward here. If I step back, capture, capture, his knight can actually get access to this square in 2 moves. How powerful is his knight being on this square? I mean, I could probably just like step forward and then like bring my knight over here challenging this. I mean, I could just take, but then he's got this pawn break, which I don't love. Shave at 1.5. I think 2K. 2K is a better idea. I'm sensing that I want to be able to push here to defend this. And dude, we are just rushing. Like if the knight comes here or here, he's got some good squares for this guy. I mean, I can get my knight here and he can get his knight here. I'm not really sure which one is better. And I don't see really any weaknesses or like any great movement forward. I guess I can go here and go for the pawn break. Here, push like this, that's sketchy. He can go here and capture, capture, capture. Let's do it. We're going for the pawn break. He can defend it, like literally, he's going to be making one of these moves. I think that this one's probably more flexible because he has the choice of going to either one. We do have this check now. We do have the pawn break as well. Then we just get into the position with tempo on this. Covering these squares, I think we go for this. If he brings the knight, okay, we take with tempo on this. Never forget the tempo winning moves. He defends. We could just trade. It's probably time. He can launch here. He's got a 3-on-2. He's got a 3-on-2. Also tempo. Scary to play move, but we're going to do it. He can attack us. We jump in. Oh, he defends. Okay. He's got his choice of these moves. I could play this. What about check? Check. I mean, what does that accomplish? Got 5 minutes. Don't say something like that in the chat, bro. I think we play this. Here, here. Attack it again. It's not really attacking anything. Would give this check. I mean, he just steps over. Potentially I hit him with this check. He steps over again, or he steps forward. Maybe I just defend this. We're a little bit worried Like if I step forward, he jumps in. Okay? We attack. He jumps in. We push again. I'm not... Ugh, these knight endgames are complicated. Kind of thinking just step forward. We just step forward. No, that walks into this. Okay, we're doing this. It defends this square from the knight. We can at least get a check. This is undefended. Probably we got to push forward. I have a 4-on-3, and he has a 3-on-2. That is the imbalance of the position. The only thing that I really got going for me is the kings are on this side. So his 3-on-2 is weaker than my 4-on-1. The knights are on this side, but the knights kind of are not as good as the king in the endgame at stopping pawns. And so what I am thinking is if I can make some sort of pass pawn on this side of the board, there's a chance that I can just completely immobilize the knights, and then we fight over these 5 pawns over here. Quit playing Ring Around the Rosie. Develop the king. I stepped the king forward. I'm on the 2nd rank. He's on the 2nd rank. I think we're completely even in regards of king activity. So he goes ahead and gives me a little tiny check. If I jump forward, he kind of just gets like a tempo winning move. What am I really accomplishing with the knight? I think this might be the new idea. We play this. He jumps in with check. I step up. I'm playing this. 4 minutes and 22 seconds against 7 minutes. His knight will be quite happy over here. Also able to access this square, attacking this guy. As long as I don't hang some sort of stupid fork from these knights, I think we're going to be all right. But this is going to be a doozy of an endgame. An absolute doozy. It's all about who blunders first. I can defend that with the king. We have to play this, no? He's got this. I push forward. He hits me with a check. Step over again. I'm a little bit spooked. I'm not going to lie to you guys. His knight seems to be doing more knightsy stuff than my knight. Do we attack? What do we do? We can jump forward, attacking this. Ooh, I kind of like that. He pushes forward. We hit him with the check. I think we go for this. Attacking this guy. How do you defend it? We jump forward. If you push, I hit you with a check. You step here. I hit you with another check. If I do this, if he captures, I take. He pushes forward. I stay defending. It's a scary move to play, but this is the move I play. I think it might be a winning move. I jump in. You jump in. I push. You hit me with a check. I attack. We're going for this. This doesn't work because I get in. This push doesn't work because I have the fork. Boom, boom. Defending with the knight. Please. This is so scary. This. We step over. We're going for this guy. You can't defend because your square is taken. That's the defensive square. He's also got this, but this is not going to work either. So I might be grabbing a pawn. And then it's still a draw, but then I'm on the happy side of the draw because I all of a sudden made a pass pawn. I win this pawn becomes stronger. And I don't even need to like completely commit. At some point if this knight moves, I can step forward. And then I have like a super impenetrable structure and we can focus on this over here or like making a pass pawn over here. I think we're doing all right. I think we are doing all right. And finally, our opponent decides to take a little bit of a think. Okay, I think that what I calculated made sense. Check here, check. It doesn't work. This is defended. Am I stupid? Am I stupid? Check. We attack the knight, no? If you take, I take. Here, here.
think I have to play this. We attack the knight. If you take here, I take here. But then he just takes back. Ugh. What about this? Here. Still this with check. Oh, did I just blunder? God damn it, that was not a game-winning move. That was me blundering away the endgame. I think I can still survive. What do I do? What do I do? Check. This doesn't work. This. Here. To. This is what I'm playing. He can take. Then it's a 3-on-2 versus 3-on-2, but his 3-on-2 is more advanced than mine. Help. 1 minute and 36 seconds. This is tense. Take. He's also got this. We're ready to attack. If he does something else, I think I'm ready to just attack like this. He can throw this in with check, so it actually doesn't work incredibly well. My king would be pretty active right there. It gives me a little check. What do I do here? If I step forward, he's got this check. Don't love that. If I step over, then we're covering a lot of stuff. He could step in, but then I'm ready to take and then separate these pawns. I quite like that. If the knight ever moves, I can take that as well. So take. Probably take. If he pushes, I take. He steps forward, I step over. He pushes, I take. He takes. Then this pass pawn is actually tremendously scary in that position. Here, I can attack first. Attack this knight first, then grab this. Here, grab this, attacking the knight. I think something is happening right here. We attack. Do I simply capture this back like this? Could step forward as well. I think we go for this. If you step in, I take. We're doing this. We attack the knight. If my knight goes here, though, I'm completely invested in making a pass pawn and winning the endgame. This 3-on-2 is actually getting really scary because my king is not over there and my knight is potentially going to be quite far. So if you play something like this, we take. Where are you really going in that situation? You have to play something like this, no? I capture. I got a long journey home. Okay. Here, check. I step over. Here. Okay, we don't love it. We can take here. Here. Ah, what do I do? Take, check, here. He jumps in. I step back. He wins this. I win this. 24 seconds. Here. This, I step back. He wins this. I win this. He hits me with this fork. I step up. He wins this. I attack this. He could attack this. I grab here. That defends this. Okay, he wants to play that. I've at least escaped from that fork. He's got this. I'm back to defend this. He jumps up here. He's got this. He jumps up here. I push. He jumps over. Completely equal. But now I have 9 seconds and he has 3 minutes. I hate chess. Gosh darn it. Okay, he goes for this. We're just committing. You go for this. I'm making a pass pawn. That is the whole idea here.
He takes. I push. You take. I'm ready to run. Don't have time to calculate it. Push here. We run. Oh my god, I got 1 second. Okay. This is tense. I think I can just push at some point, right? Here. No, if he does this, I take. If he goes here, step forward. No checks. 5 seconds. Ready to push. Deep breaths. 5 seconds. Here. How are you stopping this pawn, bro? I can almost pre-move that, correct? I mean, this is going to be my next move. I'm so scared. This. Comes back, I push. He runs over, I make the queen. Doesn't have this. Where are you trying to go with that knight, bro? I got 6 seconds. 1 square away. How are you defending this? You got a 2-on-1, but like I said, our kings are on this side of the board. He can try and flag me. It's been a while since I've played a game of Bullet, so he could try and flag me. There's a chance. Okay, we're doing this. We're just going to make some moves. We traded the knights. I've got 9 seconds now. Take this with check. He steps over here. We give a check. We go here to attack this. We step over. He's got this. Here. What are you going to do? Push forward? Okay, we take this. Step forward. Go here. We grab this. We're going back. 17 seconds. We take a deep breath. We go here. Check. Take the pawn. Whatever you do, I am going to get you in the end of this. The reason that I'm playing like this is to get rid of this pawn. I don't need another queen. It's easier to just get rid of everything at the end of the game. And so, like, right now in this position, we've got some pawns. I feel much better about checkmating in low time when we just get rid of everything. He's got, like, a check that 2 checks that we'd have to deal with. So we were able to do it. Now, the question is, should I do an analysis? Should I do an analysis? Let's do a very quick one. Very, very quick. Boom. And I could probably change my scene collection. We're going to do this in like under 2 minutes. Push through it. Did we request the computer analysis? Holy crap. 98% accurate. I am a genius. I played a perfect game of chess. 6 average centipawn loss. Holy smokes. That might have been the cleanest game of chess that I've ever played in my life. Okay. I was not confident about it. I definitely played all those moves like I'm not sure. But we crushed it. We crushed it. Holy crap. We're going to do this real quick. And I guess everything that I explained made perfect sense because I won the game and played 98% accurate. Okay, so this is all just mainline computer stuff. Pushing this pawn, whatever, it stays equal. I mean, pushing this pawn is just too weakening. I'm not playing like that. We develop, castle, trade. Knight to the middle, we trade equal. The reason I play like this is, like I said, you get to the end game, and that is where the game is won and lost. All of this stuff did not make really all that much of a difference. Like, we're on move 20. Nothing exciting has happened. Trade. And this is where it starts getting fancy. Jumping forward with the check is slightly better. Whatever, I like this. Bring the king. Jump over here. Step up. Oh, my God. Best move. Okay, best move. He steps in, I step up.
My original idea was check, somewhere, take. None of that made any sense because this was covered. So I calculated it wrong, but I was able to get, you know, a little bit of compensation by playing this. We're applying pressure to this pawn and this pawn. So even once I get here, if he captures, I can always just capture back, and I'm not going to straight up lose a pawn. Best move, best move, best move. Second best move. I'm up a clean pawn. I guess this is going to be a problem one way or another. So capturing this makes sense because I'm still going to be able to grab this. If I capture here, he can push, and I'm not going to grab it. Okay, so that makes perfect sense. Like, if I grab this one, this is still an issue. Like, if he tries to defend, I just come back with this fork. Okay. Okay. That was my blunder of the game. I was like, which one is more important? I liked grabbing this one because it just seemed like this was still going to be there. But I'll explain it one more time very quickly. If I take this one, he has to defend this, but I can just come back and I'm going to get it. If I take this one, he can push forward, and then all of a sudden I need to switch my eyes on getting this pawn, which is harder to do. So wrong move. He pushes forward. We push forward. We step over. Best move. I realize I'm losing this pawn, but I've got a 3-on-2. Like I had mentioned, he's got a 3-on-2, but it is not as good as mine because the kings are here. So at some point, like, my king can stop your last pawn. Does that make sense? So, like, nobody's over here to deal with this. The knight is over here and the king is over here. So my 3-on-2 is much more effective because I can push, make this pass pawn, and then all of a sudden, it's still a draw. How is he supposed to stop this? He played the wrong move. This, 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 this. You block. We go here. You lock it down like that. Okay, so that sucks, and I'm still probably going to win this. Because I'm going to figure out how to get in. I can get this fork. I'm going to figure this out. 3-on-1, but I got my king and my knight. You're stuck over here. And if you make 2 moves, I make a queen. So basically, your king has to go all the way over here. Actually getting a draw from this position for our opponent, that would be very difficult. That would be very, very difficult. So the computer says right here that it's equal. I disagree. That was going to be very hard to play. And then we just... You know what I mean? We just push. We get the queen. We give a check. We give a check. We take. And then I just was in low time here. So something you want to do when you're in super low time is, like, give the checks. This is a forcible way to trade the knights. A forcing way to trade the knights. And then I just gave some checks. We're making just some moves to gain time. I do have a little bit of increment. We get in here and then just make things simple. Get behind the pass pawn. If he blocks it, just give it away. If he doesn't block it, cool, you make a queen or a rook. If he blocks it, you give it away. And if he does not take it, it's turning into a queen with check. So, like, say he tries to, like, run here, then I just make a queen and it's with check. So that was amazing. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you learned anything or simply enjoyed hanging out with me, please subscribe. I'm on a mission to actually grow this channel. And so I was traveling for like 25 days. I didn't even talk about my trip or anything. I just got back from Thailand. That's why I look homeless. I didn't shave for a month. So please subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye, and get out of here. Oh, hello, and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video, my fellow chess enthusiast. First things first, we're facing a 2100, so let's just get that first move out of the way so the game does not abort. We are playing the Sicilian. I'm going to start bringing this into the start of my video so we can see just where I'm at. I am 5 subscribers away from reaching a milestone of 1,500. So if you're watching this video in the future and I have 10,000 subscribers, just kidding, that will never happen, please subscribe. So I forget exactly what this opening is called, but we are playing the Sicilian. This is one of the variations where we're going to go ahead and put our pawns in the